in a word, this one today is intention. Intentions, it could be plural, I don't care. I read a quote once. I was visiting a Chicago office of ours, and someone had at their office a thing on the wall. And I noticed it, and I stopped her, and I'm all into like positive quotes and motivational things, and this one in particular caught my attention, and it stuck more than any quote has ever stuck. It said, "We judge ourselves based on our intentions. We judge others based on their output." Think about it. As we enter into a conversation, as we take an action or don't take an action, we are concentrated on what our intentions are. However, on the other side of the communication loop, we often take what someone says or what they do, and we judge that output, often not understanding, appreciating, or stopping to consider what their actual intentions were. Like as it goes from their brain out to the mouth or the hands or the legs, sometimes there's some disconnect. So imagine that a friend gave you a gift, a family member made a suggestion, and your knee-jerk reaction is offended or saddened or something not positive. If it's a friend or a family member, let's just, for the sake of argument, give them the benefit of the doubt that they probably aren't bad intentioned. Like, they care about you. Have you ever stopped and said, "I heard what you said," or "This is what I saw you do. Can you help me understand your intentions with this?" Before you officially decide what your reaction is going to be, before you actually judge them for whatever's happening, and I'm not suggesting judgment's the right word, but before you make up your mind about how that makes you feel, have you ever stopped to clarify the intention? I know for me, when I set out to do a yoga session, or set out to do a run, or I have a tough conversation with a friend or a family member or a coworker, when I send out a meeting invite at work, I try to always lead with a goal, with my intention, very clear and out and up front. So in the case that I fumble and the communication loop from brain to hand to mouth to whatever somehow gets botched, because that's me, I think, as I speak clearly, that I at least led with my intention. I'm gonna probably get the benefit of the doubt without having to do a lot of arguing. I've established that up front. And I've tried to do a better job when people are interacting with me and my knee-jerk is to suddenly gasp for some non-positive reason, to just ask them, what are your intentions? Because I'd love someone to give me that shot. If somehow I offended or displeased, saddened, hurt their feelings, ask me what my intentions were, because there's a really great chance they're good. I don't remember the last time I did anything with bad intentions, but man, I could see how what I say or what I do could easily be misinterpreted. So flip that coin over and imagine you're on the other side. I found a lot of benefit when I kind of stop and exercise that. Not the heat of the moment, Friday night quarterback, I know it's tough, but intentions. Imagine having your conversations and relationships have clear intentions, just like the meetings that you book and the agendas, just like the yoga sessions that you start, just like the run that you set off on. Imagine if intentions were clear and expressed, and if they get missed, you give each other the opportunity to go and check them, just to be sure. Intentions. Have you ever asked that question? Have you heard that quote? Am I the only one that's crazy and that's sticking with me? But we judge ourselves based on our intentions. We judge others based on their output. So for me, I wanted to give people the same shot I gave myself. And the only way to do that was to better understand their intentions. And if they're not in the practice of sharing them up front, I'll try to ask. Why not? Like, I'm probably interacting with someone I care about who's probably well-intentioned, so stop and clarify. I've actually been super shocked. Imagine someone got me a shirt, got it in a bigger size than I'm really wearing. In my head, I'm like, man, are they saying I'm putting on some weight? No, it might actually be they saw a shirt, they heard they ran smaller, they weren't even sure what size I wore, but they loved the color. They thought it went great with my eyes. They loved the pattern because it reminded them of a Corinne style. So instead of having a knee-jerk reaction of, ugh, sending a message, ask. Just ask. What are your intentions? I actually ask that with my kids a lot, because they'll behave or do a thing, and they've humbled me. I was completely surprised by a train of thought that led them to do a thing. In my mind, I'm like, oh gosh, you created a mess, and I got stressed, and I didn't need this. And then when I hear the story of what went through their brains that got them there, the thoughtful act, the thing they were actually trying to accomplish, whatever stress or nuisance or frustration initially might have started to bubble up, is immediately like squashed and squeltered because, man, when you see the kind thoughts that actually exist, then you're like, okay, it's the thought that matters. Got it. All right, so challenge me, challenge yourself. I don't know. What are your intentions? Do you stop and do things with a plan? Do you have conversations with a plan? And if you're unclear, are you stopping to check? Peace.